for those who didn't hear it, I'm gonna tell the gas station story. Okay, I went out to use the restroom. I thought a bunch of guys saw me leave the bus. They apparently didn't, or didn't say anything. They wouldn't do that maliciously, but long story short, I go to take a pee. I come back up, and I'm watching the bus take off. I start running after the bus, and of course nobody can hear me or see me, and I'm pretty fast, but I wish I could say I was fast enough to catch the bus, but it was way ahead. So it was long gone. No phone, no money, not good shoes, maybe flip-flops or something like that, and maybe, luckily I think I had my hoodie on. And I somehow, some way, a driver from a truck kind of saw that I was having a situation, and the people from the place didn't want to let me use the phone at first, but then I got on, made a couple calls. That didn't work. I think I got through to my wife, and I told her, if anybody calls you, tell them I'm left in the gas station, you know. But there was really no way to communicate with people, you know. I'm like using the gas station's phone, and like it's just crazy. And this truck driver, you know, say, hey, where you going? And he didn't speak very good English, but it was enough to understand that there was a problem. So, and I told him I'm going to Hungary, to Budapest. I said, if you can just get me anywhere near there, I'll find my way. And so off we go. He takes me in his truck, and we're driving along in the truck, and I'm basically in this stranger's truck, and he's on the CB calling other trucks to see if they see my bus. So maybe, he was being very cool. So we get to Budapest, and then he said, I can't go into the city. I have to leave you here. So he left me at a hotel. That was part two. The gas station people did not want to help me. I don't remember what gas station it was, but they were very mean. Very, very mean. Don't get gas there. Whatever. Let me figure out which one it is. I'll let you know. But they were very mean to me. I mean, you know, fair enough. I came off the street. They don't know what kind of guy I am. But I was just asking simple questions. I wasn't drunk, nothing like that. So it was sort of weird the way they were just. But across the way there was a hotel. So I made my way to the hotel, around the highway, down, around, crazy. And I got there, and I ran into this gentleman who I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now, but I really should know his name because he was a very classy person. And he helped me out, man. You know, I told him my story, and he like looked me up, and then he was like, oh, you're playing A38? And he got off of work, and he gave me a ride to the boat. And I got there before the bus. And I was calling my tour manager from inside A38. And I was like, hey, you assholes left me. And he's just waking up. He's like, huh? Where are you? I'm like, why are you calling me? I said, I'm inside A38. It was crazy. Yeah, but I was, you know, pretty resourceful. I got myself there. No money, no phone. Just, you know, a bit of luck and a bit of, you know, just drive to get there, you know.
Okay, hi. Should we introduce ourselves?
This is my interview now.
Yeah.
Hello.
I want to get this guy in the interview.
This is Zach from Paris,
Yeah. We're not on tour.
and we are not from Paris. We're not on tour, and half of us, yeah. We're changing our name soon. But we wanted to say a funny story. We have a few that we want to say, we want to share, but they're too private.
Yeah.
Sharing people's misfortunate events. But there was one time, there was a couple that hosted us somewhere in Germany, and
No idea where.
and he said no idea.
No idea where. Yeah.
Yeah, and we came to their house. We were all of us were super drunk. Sorry. And we came to the house, and we were all about to like put our stuff, sleeping bags or whatever. And the guy was just showing us the house, and he was like, okay, this is the room, this is another room. And then he showed us a room filled with like, he's a biologist or something, so full of spiders and like snakes. I don't know, everything.
Like stick insects. Remember those?
Yeah, yeah. And was like, and he said there is a tarantula missing. And we were, oh really? That's a nice animal to be missing where we sleep. One of the girls we were with, she's like, I'm not sleeping here. She slept in the van, and everybody was so drunk that nobody remembered it. We went to sleep, and two of our band members were downstairs sleeping instead of up. And in the middle of the night, they were like, there she is, the tarantula. So
Staring at them. Oh, wow. And that's not all the entire story, actually.
the story ends where I hope she doesn't hate us, but the hostess just came down just fucking naked.
Bare naked.
Really, really drunk because she doesn't remember it, I think. And she's like, she stopped them from like getting the tarantula, and just like, because she was naked, they couldn't look at her, and she was like, okay. It was really, really funny. And in the morning, it was like nothing happened.
Yeah. Just like breakfast or something. Yeah.
We had breakfast.
A few months ago, we've been shooting our last video clip for our song Le Fond et les Formes, and we've been shooting it in some church in Belgium. And it was pretty nice because we had quite easily all the authorization needed to shoot it and to make it super nicely. And when we released that video clip, everyone was pretty okay with it and found it quite nice and super nicely done. Problem is that a couple of weeks later, we just received some letter from the church itself. From the vicar, main vicar from the church, telling us that it was something completely scandalous and that we shouldn't be allowed to do that. And it was asking to withdraw that video clip from the internet, from everywhere, and just to stop everything with that video clip. And in the same letter, he told us that because of our obnoxious play in the church, we wouldn't be allowed anymore to enter any church or any location that has been in relation with the church in Belgium. So far we are banned from church because we made that video clip. So I don't know what to say, but Mother, I'm so sorry for that.
Right, the best story, the funniest story we've had so far, I think, is Ethan on the ferry home from the Tour of Terror. Thinks it's a good idea. Obviously we're in a band, we don't make any money, so like to get our girlfriend's presents we have to steal them. Ethan's on the ferry home, thinks it's a good idea to steal this teddy bear, which it is, because you know what I mean, you gotta look after your girl. So he tries to steal her a teddy bear from the gift shop, gets caught, gets arrested on the ferry. We can't go anywhere on the ferry. Ethan can't move because they think he's going to jump overboard and leave, so we're literally followed everywhere. We get to the ferry port and he gets escorted off the ferry by the police. The teddy bear's in a little evidence bag. You know, like the police say they're like a little teddy bear in an evidence bag, and then he gets taken to jail. He's taken to teddy bear jail. That was a good one. What else?
In America, every time Louis tried to talk to anyone, we have a picture of his dick really close to a cat, so we just show it to him and make him really scared. And it looked like a little tap because he just got out of the beach.
Yeah, that was a good one.
A crazy band story. Now I'm put on the spot, I'm not sure, but there's many things, I think. In a nutshell, going to Greece and Bulgaria. Well, to Bulgaria the first time, coming to the border, having to carry all your equipment across the border, getting in a crazy, weird-smelling, gas-smelling van with Alex, and then driving like crazy over the road with like huge fucking holes in the road. That was kind of scary, but kind of great too. It was a new country for us. It was like back when not everybody was playing Bulgaria. That was great. We went to South America. with terror and had two crazy guys driving a tourist bus with us. And instead of taking the freeways, they took all the back roads, which was, I mean, now it doesn't sound that crazy, but when you're in Brazil, I'd taken all the back roads, and I think they even drove a fucking bike off the road. We thought they killed them, but they said they didn't, so they just drove on and kept on. They might have just hit and run someone dead, I don't know. What else? I think the crazy story with a band on tour I actually have with Despair. That's the band that Scott from Terror used to sing in. And they were actually playing, I think, the first version of Brutal Assault. And we went from Germany to Czech Republic, and I was touring with him just to hang out. But I forgot my passport, so I couldn't get into Czech Republic. Back then, it wasn't that easy. So we went to another border, couldn't get in there either. And they had to play the festival, but they didn't want to leave me. So I said, you know what I'll do? You drive the van, wait behind the border for an hour, and I'll go through the fields and the woods. I'll just go in. But they were still guarding the border. So I crawled through the fields, went to the woods, saw that van after a couple kilometers down the hill. When I thought it was safe, I was going to try and run down the hill and make the van. And just when I'm starting down the hill, the van's driving off because the hour's done. I'm like, fuck. So I had to wait for, I don't know, till 4 in the morning in a phone cell. And it was the only phone cell in the whole neighborhood because it was just a village. And it was the only light there was, so all these insects come crawling. I've seen insects I've never seen before in my fucking life. And I just started calling collect because it was a time, I think, no one or hardly anyone, I don't think anyone had mobile phones. So I started calling collect all my friends, just have something to do. It was crazy, it got really cold, and then sometime at 3 or 4 in the morning, they luckily remembered when they crossed the border and picked me up. But that was, maybe I could have been shot. Maybe I wouldn't have been here. I don't know. But, I think that's my craziest story, actually.